Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the greatest show on planet Earth and now the greatest show on Zoom as well. This is NickandFemi. Yeah, man, we got a very, very special guest today, don't you reckon, Nick?
Of course, man. We only get special guests. Like, if you haven't been
Always.
invited onto the podcast, then that says enough. That says enough.
Take the hint. You were on the radar. You would have copped a DM, but
You
that's
didn't.
where you are right now. You know?
And yes, I've seen your DMs, and you haven't been responded for a reason. So I'm sorry.
Sorry about that. But this gentleman that we've got on right now is how would you describe him, Nicholas? What would you say?
Oh, mate. Well, this guy's at least like 6'9".
At least.
At least.
He's at least 130 kgs, 4% body fat.
I think he's the. Actually, you know what? Go on, Femi. Sorry.
I mean, I hear he's benching at least 225.
At least on a bad day.
On a bad day with a sore shoulder. He's also knows a thing or two about superannuation. That's the craziest part about all about finances. Have you guys ever watched Hulk? You know how Hulk is when he's a human and he's like a normal human and he's like a nerd, but when he's Hulk, he's massive. But then when he goes half Hulk, half human, and he's got the glasses on, This is Eti.
That's Eti, bro.
That's Eti.
That is
huge, but super smart. Knows a thing or two about finance. Really driven. Absolute monster of a guy, man. Absolute beast. Overall great. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Eti Amegor. How are we?
Holy shit, man. That was the best intro I have ever had. Ever. Period.
You're welcome, bro.
Well, you know what I'm saying, Eti, bro? We're the king of intros here, bro. We don't play games, so.
Hey, with these intros, bro.
Oh, man. You two are on another level. That was unbelievable, you know? I got to debunk some of those myths, so I wish I could do 225 on the bench. Jeez.
What do you do?
Yeah, well, a magician never tells his tricks, man, you know?
But what's your stats? Just give me a number. Give me a number. You're doing at least 180.
Dude, I mean, to be honest, I actually don't bench.
Oh.
Now I think of it,
What the? Shut up, Eti, bro. You bench. You bench.
I'm serious. I swear, because the last time I benched, I thought I was a hero, and I thought I was, whatever, a big hero, and and ever since then, I was like, I don't need a bench. I just don't need it. I do other stuff. However, I think the most I've done is 160.
That's heavy. That's all of that just to say I'm massive.
Man, you gotta be humble a bit, man. You gotta be humble. Oh, and I'm not 6'9". I mean, thank you though. Thank you for the NBA stats right there, bro.
6'9" with shoes on.
So I'm trying to grow my hair out, man. Trying to get a 6'9".
Yeah, we see it, bro. Oh yeah, my hair's spiky now a little bit. Yeah, we see it.
With the hair, bro. 6'9".
Oh, that is bad.
You guys are too much. Yeah? You guys are too much. It is a pleasure to be on the show, man. I can't believe you guys having all those DMs and me, man. You replied to me. I mean, I think that's the first ever reply from a DM I've ever had, ever.
Well, you messaged us at least 10 times. So, we felt like we had to.
After the 10th time, we're like, bro, come on. Let's just do this guy a favor. Let's do it.
Oh, well, before this, you guys are saying, your previous guests have all these Instagram followers, this and that. I'm like, whoa, okay. I mean, my Instagram's on private, so. Man, I was like,
it's all good. It's all good, bro. No, honestly, man, a pleasure to have you here, man. I wish we could have done this in person. That would have been so sick. But, is what it is, bro. We're still getting it out there.
What do you do, man? For people that don't know, what is it that you actually do?
What I do? So I work in corporate finance or in funds management. So what I specifically do, like on a granular level, I raise capital for like hedge funds and PE funds. So basically, my clients, most of them are from the US. Sometimes we get some European clients, and they may run, I don't know, a $20 billion hedge fund or a $20 billion private equity fund. They want to come to Australia because they've got this great strategy or great, investment product, and they want to raise, I don't know, like a $1 billion fund. So they contact us, and we obviously assess their strategy, and we assess their viability within the Australian market, sometimes the Asian market, and we raise anywhere from, I don't know, like 15 million bucks to about $1 billion and $1.5 billion in assets.
The billion. Oh.
Sorry?
I said, oof, the billion. That's crazy.
That's standard for these guys. Come on.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah, you have to. I mean, more money creates more money, I guess you could say. So,
yeah.
the we're talking big investment funds, right? Well, I've got a client who has $40 billion in assets under management, right? And we're about to raise a PE fund for him, and so like. Yeah, it's a lot of money, but they're big investments. So think of it like, you're investing in the stock market here. Just say you've got your CBA CommSec account and you've got, I don't know, 100 grand you're putting in the markets. I don't know, times that by a lot. Yeah. And they're just doing that, these funds are doing it on just a very big level.
Are you investing in different ideas, or you're investing in stock and you're trying to manipulate their money to be able to make them more money? Is that what it is?
Yeah, well, look, so I specifically raise the capital for them to invest, but we also do take equity stakes in funds as well. So, for example, we took an equity stake in an Australian equities fund. They started about, they've been going on for a long time, but we partnered with them about 7 years ago, and they had about $7 million under management. But incredible stock pickers, actually number one fund in the country. Don't want to toot my own horn, but they are great stock pickers. And we took an equity stake, and we're like, look, we're going to build your business. So we want to build this funds manager and build this business, not just raise the capital, but actually help with the operational aspects, everything apart from actually picking the stocks. And now we've peaked at like 2.7 billion. So we've raised a fair bit of capital throughout that time. Obviously, a very, very, very big difference when you're running a $7 million fund to a $2.7 billion fund. So we do take equity stakes as well. And then, we, from time to time, take positions in companies, in stocks, in whatever it is, really. Whatever deal, my bosses basically just say, look, if we can make money from it, we'll have a look at it and see what the deal is. We'll see what the merits are, and we'll go from there. So.
That's crazy. That's actually sick. I'll be honest, bro. If I understood what you were saying, bro, I have no idea. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I was like,
but all I know, bro, is that if you want to know about super, during this time, bro.
Let me tell you something about super, dog.
Nah, that's
my client. So when I raise capital, the reason I know a lot about superannuation funds is because a lot of the capital we raise, a lot of the clients we raise capital from are from superannuation funds. You got to think, right? To 2.7, or it's lower now with the corona, but like a $2 trillion industry, superannuation, right? That's a lot of money that they've got to invest in. So I go there. I speak to them all the time, and I need to know everything about these superannuation funds. That's why I just know a lot about them. Weird, I know, but I have to know a lot about them. So,
Yeah, man. Well, let me ask you this. Like, was there one thing in your life that would just change everything for you dramatically? Like that one moment that's like, you know what, I'm going to become a doer. Because like you've done Femi didn't really introduce it at the start, but like this guy's WBFF Pro, founder of Suits and Kicks. Like that's a whole range of so many different things.
Yeah, Femi, you screwed up the intro, bro. What are you doing, man?
Right, I'm here to entertain. I'm not here to inform.
Bro, Nick is the organized one here, man. You're just
the informant. I'm the
the informant. The informant.
Come on, man. Yeah, good question, man. If like one thing, actually, yeah, I know. I would have been probably like the second last year of my bachelor's degree. I don't know how old I was. Maybe I was 18 or not. No, I started uni at 17. So I was about like 19 or something like that. And, you know, man, you're partying, you're going out, you know, there's girls, there's drink, there's all that sort of stuff, right? Like, it's good times, man. You're in uni, who cares? Not a care in the world. But I remember thinking, like, all right, you know, uni's almost finished. I probably should start thinking what I'm going to do after uni. But then I looked around, man, and I was just like, to be honest, a lot of the people I was hanging around with, apart from a few who are still my friends, it was shit, man. Like they were into the wrong stuff. You know, they didn't have the right mindset. And the best thing that I did, or the best thing that I guess helped me to achieve, I guess, what I've achieved today and to continue to hopefully achieve what I want to achieve, is to get rid of all the shit in my life. And when I mean shit, I mean a lot of the people and a lot of the habits that they had, and put myself within situations and surround myself with people who wanted to be exceptional at what they did, who had that mindset. You know, that was single-handedly the best thing I ever did. And that's what changed me big time, because back then I was, you know, I'd roll around with some drop kicks, like, to be honest. And you become that. Like, that's it. That's all you know, right? Like, you roll around the same crew long enough, you'll become them. That's what I believe, right? So I was like, you know what? Screw that, dude. Like, that's not what I want, you know? That's not what I want. I want to be exceptional in what I want to do. I didn't know what I wanted to do then, by the way, but I just knew I wanted to be exceptional at it. And I knew that I had to put myself in a position where I could do that. And I remember I moved out of home, went straight from the Hills District, moved into the city. And I started, you know, making, I guess, like corporate friends, not just corporate friends, but just friends who were like driven, man, you know, who were doing whatever, whether they were in sport or in TV, whatever they were doing, like they were just really driven individuals. And like, I fed off that. And every time I was like, I thought I was slipping, they'll put me back on check. You know, they'll be like, come on, bro. Like, what are you doing with your life, man? Get on it. So that definitely helped me big time.
Yeah, man. I honestly, bro, like, I love that so much, because I feel like, even for myself, like, I always say this to Femi and stuff, but I'm a big believer of your environment. And that's why, like, we were like, I honestly, like, everything that we're doing right now in our lives, I always concentrate it towards our environment, the people that we associate with. Because like you're saying, bro, like, if you start to hang around with people, like, you know, if you start hanging out with trash, then like, you're eventually going to stink. So it's really like shaping your environment, shaping who you work with. I really believe in that as well. That's a big game changer, and that's really helped me a lot. And I think that for Femi as well, like, I think you can back that point as well. Like, because this guy wants to move to the city. He wants to we're out in the West at the moment. This guy wants to move to the city. He's like, but I need to get amongst it now.
Well, I'm telling you, bro, your environment, man, like, your network is your net worth. And I don't
100%.
And that's not even just like financial. That's also like your character, your beliefs, your everything about you. The people that you are around is who you will be. You're the average of your group. Like, that's just how it kind of is. So I think that even with like the way that you see yourself in your mind, to like what you said, if you're around people that don't have the right mindset, you're not going to have the right mindset. You're not going to thrive in amongst people that are actively against your growth. Like, that's not how shit works.
Exactly.
And it's really important for people to be able to recognize that and find the right people. And like you said, immerse yourself, get in amongst the people that are on the same wavelength as you, or what you want to do. Otherwise, you're going to remain the same, and you're going to play the victim, and you're going to do the woe is me card for the rest of your life.
You know, my cousin, he around that time where I was deciding, you know what, I need to get rid of the trash and start like really trying to focus. All right, what sort of man do I want to be, you know, going in my 20s and beyond. And I was still partying a fair bit back then. And he goes, look, man, there's nothing wrong with partying, man. You're young, go out, have fun, talk to girls, you know, do what you got to do. You're a young dude. But if you're going to go out and get three girls' numbers, make sure you get at least 3 business cards that could help you. Right, that was sort of like his mentality. But like, because you're out as well, but don't forget, there's a lot of connections that you could potentially make when you're out at these clubs or at parties or whatever. So if you meet someone, and by I'm not out there picking up guys or anything. I'm just saying, like, if I meet, just saying, like, I saw that look, Femi, bro. I was like, bro.
Look, we support
Zoom,
whatever.
man. I can see you, man. No, but he was just saying, he was just like, man, okay, so, you know, you pick up. And by the way, like, connections don't have to be, you know, males. Like, there's a lot of successful females out there, right? But he was just saying, like, make sure it's not, like, you're taking this opportunity because now, like, you're going out, you're meeting all these people. And a lot of the time you meet them and you don't really ask what they do. You get drunk, whatever, like this and that. But I started, like, taking a step back and not, like, getting drunk, but, like, asking people, oh, so, you know, what do you do? Like, getting to know them, and if they were good people, I'm like, oh, we should catch up for a coffee. And actually meeting people in the daytime, not just, you know, your club friends you just meet, you know, at clubs. And that's always stuck with me. I was like, all right, if you're going to do that, you're going to have fun. Make sure you get business done at the same time, and keep those people who you met out or whatever, who are striving to be exceptional, keep them close. Speak to them all the time. Bounce ideas off them. Take them out for a coffee, because you just never know where it might end up. And I definitely would not be in a position where I would not be in my position where I work if it wasn't for network. Like, that's actually how I ended up at this job. So I'm a massive believer in it.
Yeah, I love that.
And the one thing that I heard from what you're saying is focus, because if you're not focused and you go out clubbing and you go out whatever, not saying anything is wrong with doing any of those stuff or having fun or whatever, but if you're not focused, you're going to miss the point. You're going to miss opportunities. You're going to miss your ability to be able to kind of grow in everything. And I think it's the same thing because I think, like, what you're talking about is very tangible. It's very much like job, career, progress in that sense. But even if we look at it from a mentality point of view and your mindset point of view, if you're not focused on that growth, like, you easily get distracted. You easily get distracted by the club or the noise of the world. So if you're not focused to be constantly looking for people that are able to help you and assist you, you're not going to be able to progress.
100%. And look, and if your world is that, like, if that's what you want to do and be a club guy or a party guy or whatever it is, yeah, go for it. But if you're someone who wants to be, again, exceptional, what they are, whether you're a doctor or, you know, an investment banker or a PT, whatever it is, and you're doing all that sort of stuff, and then you go and complain that you don't get those opportunities or you're not where you want to be and making up all these excuses, check yourself. Like, think, okay, why? And I'm telling you right now, most likely the reason why you're not there is because you're bullshitting around, partying, and I don't know, maybe your life on Instagram is all flash and all that, but there's no substance. There's nothing. It's a nothing world. It's a very short-term, you know, airy-fairy world. There's nothing to it. So you are right. You got to focus. You got to keep that focus. Party, but still, you know, focus.
100%. So what do you think is, like, the pathway then? Like, for someone that's, like, super career-driven, but they don't want to let the career, like, take over their life. So what do you think that pathway or that balance kind of looks like for somebody? Because I remember back in my times when we started our business, like, my career, my success in my business was legit everything that I was, like, living for at that point. And I started to neglect other areas. Like, I spoke about this in one of my podcasts, where we believe in, like, 4 focal points being ones that are super important to you. So, like, my friends, my relationships, my family, they were declining. And my career was the center of everything that I was doing. So I was just so driven towards that goal. So, like, how do you, because you're in your feet, like, your hands are in everywhere right now. How do you find that balance and maintain it?
Oh, man, good, hard question. How do I do it? Look, I'm going to be straight up and say, like, if you want to be the best at whatever career it is, I'm sorry, but you kind of have to immerse yourself in every career. Like, it's, I mean, look at it. Look at the best people in every field, in you know, tech startups, in basketball, in all that sort, whatever it is, right? Look at their lives. Like, they had to make sacrifices. They all did. You know, some of it could have been friends, could have been family, could have been whatever. You just have to decide, because if you want to be the number one, be the best, you have to immerse yourself. Like, it will become your life. And you know, I know it's almost going against, like, what you were saying, Nick, but
I didn't like it.
You know, but I'm sorry, like, like, you just gotta, like, people gotta wake up. Like, I'm sorry, like, you gotta wake up. Like, if you want to be the best, if you want to go make $1 million a year, or if you want to be the best basketball player, if you want to be the best whatever, TV personality, it's going to be your life, man. Like, it's Like, I'm sorry, it's going to be your life. You are going to have to make sacrifices. You can't have it all at once. You know what I mean? You may be able to have a taste of everything along that whole pathway, along the whole journey, but it's hard to have it all at once. Even LeBron James has to make sacrifices. I'm sure there are plenty of times that he doesn't see his wife and his kids for long periods when he's on the road. You know what I mean? Like these people who, you know, Elon Musk, like Zuckerberg, like these people who are at the top, the helm of what they do have made sacrifices. So for me, I had to understand that, right? I understood that. And sorry, my girl, can you hear that?
Not really. Only if I really try to.
Just, you know, have a nice drink of water. Anyway. So like for me, I accepted that, you know, I tried to say, all right, you know, let me do this. Let me like try and be as social as possible and meet all my friends and be super fit and try and be really, really good at my career. But you know what? It doesn't work like that. Like something's going to give. Something's going to give. For me, I chose two things or three things really that I was like, all right, I can balance these three and I'm just going to focus. I'm not going to try and do everything. Right. Number one was my career. Number two was my physical health. And number three was my relationships with the people who I truly, truly felt they were like family to me, right? Not literally, that includes obviously my immediate blood family, like my brother, but you know, my partner, my best friends. Like I was like, you know what, I'll always have time for them. But all the other people who, I don't know, pretend whatever, like they're on the, I became quite brutal. I was like, I don't have time. Like I just said no. And eventually they just stopped asking to catch up because I was like, to be honest, like I'm just not gonna, like I'd rather be doing other things and I don't have time to what are we? We're gonna catch up for a coffee. Oh, how's your life? Yeah, good. And that's it. Like fuck that. You know, I got no time for that, man. Like my close friends, I will make time for them because every time I meet them, they get something out of me and I get something out of them. Like it is like, it's warming. It's great. It's fun. You know, it's joyful. I always leave, you know, speaking to them in a good headspace and all that sort of stuff. Like if it's just small talk, man, I got no time for that. So for me, I chose three things. That's sort of the first thing I said, all right, I'm just going to focus on those things to balance. And then in order for me to balance them, I guess I gave up a lot of sleep. to be honest, but look, in order for me to balance it, like I just try and structure my day. It's weird saying this now because for me it's just like normal to, like in my life, I don't even think of it. Like I wake up at 4:30 every morning and I train in the morning, right? That's my day. I mean, well, yes, I do. Yeah, well, that's it for me. For me, I was like, okay, well, I got to get it done. Like, I mean, I have no other time really in the day to do it. You know, I train, I get up at 4:30 in the morning, I'm in the gym at 5, a bit after 5. I train for an hour and a half. I get into the office, I work. And then I may come home. Sometimes I get home about 8 o'clock, right? 8 o'clock. I'm not going to be training at 9 o'clock at night. It's just you know, like, it's just not going to happen. Like I want to get home. I want to eat dinner. I don't know, maybe, you know, have a chat to the missus, watch Netflix, go to bed. That's it. And that's it. That's my day. But I get my things done. I get my training in the morning. I get obviously my work done in the office, and then after work, or maybe sometimes at lunch, I could catch up with a friend or whoever it is, and still have my social bit. And then on the weekend, I can do my social stuff on the weekend. You know what I mean? So that's, I guess, how I sort of balance it. You know. That was a really long-winded answer to try and answer that. But basically, I did that because I don't have an answer to that.
While you're working out.
It's different than when I'm in a show, though. Like when I do like the WBFF show, like that's another level. That is like 2 full-time jobs, man. Like competing is like a full-time job. That is craziness. And what suffered there was my social life. Like forget about it, man. Forget about your social life for 4 months, man. Like you're not going out. Like you don't drink nothing. You don't see people because you're tired all the time. Like something has to give. But
Yeah,
that was my choice.
100%. And I agree with that. Like I really do agree with that. Like I think that like you can't have it all. You need to pick like priority areas and things that are important. And then you have to accept that, you know, as a result of me getting here, these are the things that I need to sacrifice to make it happen. So like, you know, like with competing, like I'm sure like everyone can relate that, you know, social elements are going to reduce a little bit. Like I can't go out drinking.
A little bit, forget about it.
Well, I'm not competing. But you know what I mean? Because it's so easy to just get junk food when you're with your boys and stuff. So like,
man. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's what I believe in, man. I mean, if you want to, especially for like us, you know, young gents like trying to make it in this world, dude. This is the time where you can like immerse yourself in something, whatever it is, you know, whatever career you have, you know, in mind, or whatever business start, whatever it is, like do it. You don't have kids, I hope you. I mean, I don't know if you guys have kids. You know of. I don't have any kids. Like, you know what I mean? Like this is the time. Like I immerse myself in my work. You know, some people don't see that. I know, because I've had this heated discussion with a lot of people. A lot of people are like, man, you work too hard, or this or that, and like you got to have a drink, switch off sometimes. You know, fuck that, man. Like you do you. Like if you want to work 9 to 5, right, and you know, switch off and have beers at 5 o'clock every single day, and well, good luck. Like do you, man. Like. Like I know the journey I want to be on. I know my path. I know my goals. And for me to get there, like I'm sorry, I can't clock off at 5 o'clock and start work at 9 o'clock and just have a chilled beers. Fuck, it doesn't work like that. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. I got to hustle, or I'll just not reach my goals. Simple, man.
Oh shit, I like that, man. I like that it's very real and honest, because I think that sometimes there's a lot of hype and intangibilities to what we talk to, like this whole kind of space. And sometimes even with us, people might misunderstand what we're saying. We're definitely not saying that you can be, well, as human beings, we're finite, and there's always you only have a finite amount of points to be able to distribute. So you can't give 100% to everything. It's just not possible. But I think that
the analogy I give for that is you only have so many fucks to give in a day, right? So just think you got 2 fucks to give in a day. If you give a fuck about 10 things before 12 o'clock, that's it. You can't give a fuck about anything else. You're done. It's all gone, man. So if someone comes up to you like, man, I've run out of fucks to give, bro, I'm out.
Yeah, fair enough, bro.
Got none left for you, man.
Nah, but it's good though, because it's like, I think what you said is really, really important. Like you balanced the 3 most important things in your life, and you're excelling in them, obviously. Do you know what I mean? You obviously have like 3 great areas that are really, really thriving that we can see. And I think that's important for people to have like whatever amount of areas, 3, 4 areas that are really, really their focus point that they can allow themselves to grow in and just be awesome at it. Do you know what I mean? Rather than being at 15 different areas. You know what I mean?
You have to, number one, you got to be honest to yourself. Yeah. People are just not honest to yourself. I got to a point where I was at a point when I was trying to do everything, you know, a few years ago actually, and things like in my life were getting fucked up, to be honest. And I was literally failing at a few things because I tried to do everything. I did, and I thought I could be good at everything. And I remember my boss sitting me down and goes, Eti, you can't do, like, what's this? Like, why are you doing this? Like, you can't do anything. Pick a couple of things that you want to focus on, right? And for me, number one definitely should be your health, right? Because at the end, that's why I started Shits and Kicks. It has to be health, because you cannot forego your health for your career. You can't go for a career and immerse yourself in your career at the detriment of your health, because you may get to a point where it's too late, man. Like, and unfortunately, like in my field, I've seen people literally drop dead, or not seen them, but like, you know, heard stories of, you know, high flying bankers and all that sort of stuff who were making more money than God, but they didn't take care of their health and they dropped dead before 50. Wow. Because stress and all the stuff and the pressure, no sleep and bad eating habits, all that sort of stuff. It's like, okay, so what, man? You got millions in the bank and then you're dead. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Was that worth it? Like, was that worth it?
Exactly.
So I think, man, definitely not the detriment of your physical and your mental well-being for sure. And then work. Look, your friends will get it. That's what I found. Your true friends will understand your hustle, and they will understand if you're like, sorry, man, I'm just busy. They'll get it, because when you are free, they'll still be hanging out. They're not gonna be like, oh, you know, screw that guy, like he's just too good for us. Nah, man. And the people who did that, I got rid of them. I got gone. You know what I mean? But my true friends, like sometimes I may not see like some of my best friends for a couple months, but they're hustling as well. So we just get it. Like we'll talk here and there. We may not hang out, but we get it. We're both hustling, so we're good. We may not see each other, but then when we do see each other, man, it's, you know, we're sipping. Like it's
That's crazy. That's so good. So how do you feel like you manage your physical health when you're working in such a job that's full of stress? Because you got all these external stresses being like in the financial field. How do you, like, it's so easy for people to feel like, fuck, like, you know what, like it's been a stressful day. I'm just going to kick back, have a wine, kick back, give myself a break, and then go into it. But you're straight like, boy, I'm still going to exercise, I'm still going to get it done. Like, how do you do that all?
Well, for me, number one, I wake up and I tell myself, well, I'm trying to do all this whole affirmation stuff. Man, my girlfriend's like getting me into it, you know, like and like meditate or I don't know, but it's kind of working, I guess. But anyway, but I was sort of mentally doing this anyway. I don't know the difference writing it in a book, like doing your affirmations, a book, and putting in your head anyway. I was sort of doing this anyway, but I just think to myself, like, why am I doing this? I never forget why. Like, why am I doing this? Because I think, like, us three, man, we could be doing anything. What's stopping us? You know what I mean? Like, we are blessed to be living in a country, in a world where we can literally be whoever we want to be. And I got to think to myself when I wake up at 4:30 in the morning, it's not that fun, let me tell you, but I still do it. And I think, why am I up at 4:30 in the morning training and then doing this job? And then I remind myself, all right, this is why. These are the goals I want to achieve. This is why I want to do it. I enjoy doing this and that. I don't really like that, but I need to get over that to get to this, which I do really enjoy. And then I'm like, all right, fair enough. Let's start my day. You know what I mean? Because that constant reminder of why I'm doing it, why I started doing it, and why I continue to do this really gets me through it. Because I'm sure there's a lot of people, man, who maybe one day they'll wake up and be like, what the fuck? Like, why am I doing this? And they realize, maybe they're only doing it because they need money. You know what I mean? But you can get money doing a lot of things. Like, why are you doing this? And you hate your life, or you hate yourself. Like, why are you doing this? So I think, you gotta keep asking, like, reminding yourself, like, why you started this and what the end goal is. And that's what I do for me, man. Like, why are you guys doing this?
Our big passion, well, I can only speak for myself. My big passion is always about mental health. I think that there's a lot of people that have a very poor understanding of what it means to be mental health. I think that we look at it from a very clinical perspective of mental illness rather than mental health being about mental fitness.
Yeah.
That's what we're just trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do, is trying to destigmatize what mental health actually means and make it just a part of everybody's daily toolkit. Like the same way that you talk about physical fitness, the same way people talk about financial fitness, like trying to go to a job, all that kind of stuff. It should be the same part of your routine to be able to practice your mental fitness, because when shit gets hard, when it's game day and you haven't done any training, good luck. Do you know what I mean? It's a very, very difficult battle. And even myself, I've struggled with stuff like that because I didn't do any of the mental work prior. So then it's kind of now become my mission to be able to expose what mental health kind of looks like and what mental fitness is meant to look like.
That's powerful, man. That's powerful. It's good.
100%, man. I agree with that so much. And I love the why element, because even like, I see myself, because like everyone knows that when you're striving for big dreams, big aspirations that you want to achieve, it's not always going to be smooth sailing. It's always going to be like, fuck, like I could just there's not, like you said, there's nothing stopping you from just going and be like, I'm just gonna apply for a job. I'm gonna live like a life which keeps me sane, it keeps me chill. I get to enjoy the finer things, and I make a good income. But when you strive for that next level, when you strive to be excellent and really like leave a footprint in the world, then you gotta realize that, bro, this is what's required. This is why I want to do it. You need to have that reminder, because there's gonna be times where you get tested. It's like Femi was saying, bro. If you're not doing that mental work, that mental fitness, bro, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it.
Yeah.
And I think that even with the why component, I think that when you ask a lot of people why, I think a lot of people try to come with answers straight away, but it's actually a really deep question that you need to spend a lot of time actually understanding why you're doing it. Because it doesn't come from a superficial layer. It's actually very deep. And I would encourage people that when you're thinking about that, you need to be like, at least spend a couple of like time and be really true. Make sure that it aligns with you 100%. Because if it's bullshit, you're going to feel that it's bullshit and you're going to give up any day of the week.
Yeah. And that's why I do it every day. Like, I think everyone should be doing it every day. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you waking up and going to your 9 to 5 that you hate? Like, if you hate it, quit. You know what I mean? Quit and do something else. Like, and you are right, Nick, in saying a lot of people may have like a superficial reason to do it, but this is something that you need to work on and think about and dwell on it, or whatever, pray on it, whatever you need to do mentally in order to truly understand why you're doing something, why you're waking up and doing the same thing over and over again that you don't think is getting you any closer to your dreams or whatever it is. Like, it's got to, again, you just got to be brutally honest and look at yourself in the mirror and be like, okay, like, I've been lying to myself. I don't enjoy this. Maybe I'm only doing this for the social gratification, or maybe I'm only doing it because it pays me more, but I really hate it. Like, maybe I can do something else and get paid maybe the same. Like, it's all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
100%. I love that. So let me flip this bro to you, but I'm going to make this a bit of a financial question, bro, because you're a financial guy. So tell me, in the past 5 years, what's the best investment you've made?
Financially? No, okay. Well, the best investment, honestly, that I've made is in my education. I got to say, as corny as that sounds.
Corny.
Yeah.
It's recording, man. It's recording.
Yeah.
Nick wants to just say figures. He's like, yeah, I put 600K and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Well, look, man. Like, I'm a bit of a. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a bit of a nerd, undercover nerd, and I read a lot. And like, I could possibly not have made any investment in anything if I just didn't understand what's going on. Like, that's why I say, like, the best investment I made was like literally buying all these books, buying the investment books about Warren Buffett, my education in my master's. I'm doing a CFA right now, Chartered Financial Analyst accreditation, my bachelor's, all that sort of stuff would not have prepared me for investing in the markets. So I definitely would say my education. But in terms of like a winner, probably in like, the best one would be in our fund. So, I mean, we're the number one fund, man. I mean, like, I transferred. I used my super to invest in that, actually, and it's probably been the best investment I've had. I mean, it's great numbers. Essentially, they invest just in the Australian stock market. They have a concentrated portfolio, 30 stocks, and I know all 30 of those companies in the portfolio. And let me tell you, it's a. I have to be careful what I say, because I have to say a lot of disclaimers here, because I can't give any advice. I can't give stock tips or anything, because if I say
give any advice,
and then one of your listeners go like, "Oh, Eti said to go invest in XYZ company, but it went to shit," I'm gonna go sue him. I'm screwed. I can't give advice. But let me I'll tell you some companies that I've been watching lately. I mean, Afterpay is a good one. Afterpay is a good stock that I've been watching. I may be in it, maybe not. Who knows? That's up to your own. That is your money if you want to be in it or not. But I think it's a good stock. I mean, a lot of people who who may think otherwise. I don't know, man. Yeah, that'll say that's probably my two best investments.
Yeah.
In my education and in our current fund that we have now.
Yeah. See, a lot of people are actually like, if we speak about the time right now, a lot of people are obviously struggling financially, right? Like finances is a big topic of conversation in the economy right now. So just from like obviously general, what do you think a lot of people can do if there was like a tip that you could give to someone right now, if you could speak to like everybody in the world and be like, bro, like if you're struggling with your finances, here's something that you can do to either manage your wealth or build wealth. Because I think that some people look at these as two different types of opportunities. What would be your kind of tip or advice, general? Or listen, this is general advice.
You can email me at eamegor@axiospartners.com. I can maybe make an exception with your management fee that we'll charge you to invest in our fund. That's probably the tip, is give us your money and we'll manage. No, I can't do that. Actually, I can't. You can edit that out, right? Well, look, I mean, for young people like millennials, because it's quite different, right? If you're 50 plus, it's a whole different story. But obviously for like young people like us, number one, do a deep dive into every granular detail of your expenditure, because we live, and you guys know this, we live in an age, the Instagram age, where everyone spends stupid amounts of money to try and look good and try and flex for everyone on the gram or whatever it is, and really they ain't earning jack shit, right? So if you've built a life on your socials where it looks like you're balling, but really you're not, and now you've lost your job or whatever, like be honest with yourself and say, are you really going to go and take out loans or like do things in order to try and keep that lifestyle? Like, no. So do a deep dive into every granular detail and say, all right, what really do I need here? Like, do I really need to be doing that on Instagram? Do I really need to be buying that? Do I really need to be buying organic, vegan, everything? Like, which is triple the price of every, like, you know what I mean? Nothing against those guys, you know, I'm just saying, like it's expensive shit. And if you've just lost your job and you're gonna go and buy like $30 a kilo organic sweet potato, like, all right, it's gonna be hard for you. So be brutal. Like, you may have to go to Coles and buy the sweet potato I buy for $6 a kilo. You know what I mean? But like you gotta be honest like that to yourself and think, and save that money. Now, if you've got a pretty good like savings account, you've got like a buffer, and maybe, you know, so you got your job and all that sort of stuff. The advice I'd give, you know, stock markets have been dislocated, you know, over 30% in global and Australian stocks. But be patient, because there's been a lot of blood on the streets right now, but you're going to find that there's a lot of stocks that you can actually go into and really ride it out over the next 5 to 10 years. So, and also don't make stupid decisions. You know, I've been hearing young people who like they've never invested in a stock in their life. They've never done any investment in their life. Maybe they've got a place, and then they go take out $100,000 loan, and they think they're experts in the market just because Corona's knocked off 30% of the market. They're like, oh yeah, I'm going to invest in this and that. You out of your mind, man? Like, are you serious? Like, what? All of a sudden, you're Warren Buffett? Like, really? Like, what's like? Do not make those decisions. Like, do not do dumb stuff. Like, take out a stupid, unsecured, high interest loan to go gamble in the stock market because you think like you're the next investment guru, investment genius. Don't do dumb shit like that. Just be patient and live within your means. Really, you know what I mean? So that's definitely what I would survive. And don't panic. You know, people are panicking, and I get it. It's stressful, man. Like, because people, like, you got to think, like, this is our first recession. You know, like, I'm 29, so the last recession, like proper recession back in 2008, 2009, it's like I was in year 12. I was just, you know, coming out of high school. Did you feel there was a recession when you guys would have been what, year 6? I don't know, like kind of you two. Like you didn't feel there was a recession, you know what I mean? Like we are feeling it now because we're now in the working age. This is all our first recession, and this is the first time we've felt like people and our friends like really doing it tough. And it's a shock, isn't it? You know, it's a shock. And like, I speak to my bosses all the time about it, and they've been through multiple recessions. You know, they're much older, and they're like, yeah, oh, this reminds me of this recession, this and that. And they give me some advice on what to do around these times. But for us, this is our first time. And the number one thing they say is, don't panic. Just like, don't worry, the sun will rise tomorrow. Like, things will eventually get back to us. So don't panic, don't do dumb stuff. Save your pennies if you have to. If you got extra cash lying over and you want to invest, be patient in the markets and go in at a time where you feel as though it's comfortable, and just ride it out. Because you'll survive. You'll be fine. You know what I mean? You will be fine. But you know, if you're that screwed, there's always OnlyFans. Just saying, bro.
Out of your monthly expenditure, how much goes to OnlyFans accounts? Like, how many OnlyFans accounts do you subscribe to?
Do I subscribe to?
Yeah.
None, bro. What do you mean?
His girlfriend's over there.
You see him steady? Me.
What are you talking about? OnlyFans. I've never heard of such a thing. That's right. Blink twice for 20.
Oh my God. No, this has been sick. Honestly, I've had a lot of fun. It's always fun to talk to one of the boys, you know?
Yeah, man. Fuck, man, we've known each other since we were kids, dude. Like, look at you. Look at us.
I know, it's crazy.
Like, literally, like running around, like in Nigerian parties and all that, like children, bro.
Playing soccer with cans and shit. Every party, you needed to assert your dominance with a running race. Whoever was the fastest,
of course, 100%.
Whoever's the fastest, you're getting all the girls for the next year. For the next year, that's you. Like,
you're done. You so much respect.
100%, dude. 100%, man. And now look at us, Nick picking up girls with superannuation, you know, Femi, you know, licking his lips every 5 seconds like a light-skinned mother, you know.
Oh shit, man!
I'm proud of you guys, man. I know I said it before, but I'll say it on record now. Like, I'm proud of you guys. You know, you guys went on the show, you killed it, repping the brothers out there, man. I'm always proud of, you know, to see brothers, especially the ones you grew up with, you know, up there and trying to do stuff, man. Like, it's our generation of African Australians who are really going to excel, right? You know, our parents did a great job. My parents, your parents, Nick, you know, your parents, family did a great job of obviously raising us. But it's like we have been given this opportunity. Like, they didn't have this opportunity that we've had. We have the world at our feet to do whatever. And you guys have a platform to really make a change, right, in people's lives. And you guys are doing that. And yeah, man, like, I'm really proud of you guys for doing that.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. Honestly, like, that's big, bro. I really do appreciate that, man. And I think that you probably underestimate the amount of influence you have on our community as well, bro. Like, you're definitely a leader. You're definitely somebody that we all look up to. And you might be saying, I don't have that many Instagram followers.
I'm going to put my Instagram on like off private now or something.
Yeah, put it off private. Get some more followers, you know?
Yeah. Tell them to follow Suits and Kicks. I'm getting all these, like, I don't know, like Indian and Dubai people, like, inboxing me, like, relax, man. Like, no.
What do they want? To jump on?
No, on my personal one, like sexual DMs, dude.
Oh.
And I really am not asking for that. Like, I feel targeted. It's not. So I put it on private.
I'm taking shirtless pics then, bro.
Yeah, that's it, bro. You take those shirtless pics. Whatever you get is what you get, bro. You're free game.
all Photoshop, man. All Photoshop, bro.
It's been awesome talking to you, Eddie, bro. Like, we've spoken a lot about a lot of stuff, and I guess the only way to wrap up this type of podcast, bro, is we're gonna ask you 5 rapid fire questions. You know, short answer, 1 word, 1 sentence max, and keep it short and sweet. So, number 1, first question: favorite movie?
Scarface.
Ooh. What's the next one, Nick?
Oh, it's really rapid, guys. Really rapid.
What's your favorite travel destination?
Let me get it up, but
What's my what?
Favorite travel destination?
Tokyo.
Tokyo. Do you have the rest one for me?
most important thing in your life. Most important thing. So it doesn't include your phone, your laptop, people. Doesn't count any of those.
What? It doesn't include my phone.
Phone, your laptop, like phone, laptop, technology stuff.
Any people.
Or any people.
The most important thing in my life that is not something technology related or a person. The gym.
Okay, we'll accept it. We'll accept it.
I'll accept the gym.
What's the most attractive quality in someone?
Intellect.
Yes, sir.
That's why Nick's so single, but he's been struggling for a long time, bro.
You're so stupid.
All right, what's your number one tip or advice for life?
Oh man. Number one tip of advice for life: enjoy it, have fun. Don't take it too seriously. And I'm sure a lot of people say that, but as corny as it is and whatever it is, it's true. Like fuck living a life when you're depressed and sad and complain and all that sort of stuff, man. Just enjoy it. Shit's gonna hit the fan anyway, so may as well enjoy it.
No cap.
That's it.
Nah, but that was sick, man. Honestly, bro, like this was such a great podcast, and this was actually a really good run for like the first virtual podcast that we've done. I think it was sick. A lot of insight, a lot of learning from the man.
Is this the first one?
It's the first.
Over Zoom, yeah.
Oh, so I'm the trial run. I was the trial run for this.
I'm gonna give it a legit call.
Everyone knows the first trial run is always the worst.
Thanks, bro. What do you think I meant? But after 10 DMs and I finally give you a shot, obviously.
Hey, there's a reason. Come on.
Nah, it was good, man. It's absolute pleasure, guys. It was absolute pleasure. Loved it.
So, like, talk to the people, bro. Like, where can they find you? If they want to get to know Eti a bit more, want to know a bit more about hedge funds, all that yada yada.
Just jump on the Instagram at Suits and Kicks, which is just SUITSANDKICKS, Suits and Kicks. On Instagram and Facebook as well. Yeah, Suits. I forgot I have Facebook. Right, if I'm on it, I may as well rep everything, right? So Facebook, Suits and Kicks. Oh, I got a website as well. Yeah, www.suitsandkicks.com. I mean, you can try and add me, but I'm on private. Like, I'll suss you out if I accept you or not. It's Eti Amegor. This is my name, Eti Amegor. Like, yeah, I mean, you can try. Go for it.
Sounds so promising, bro. That's so promising.
But it's just on private for a reason, you know what I mean? Like, my life's... I don't even really post that much, to be honest. I do the story stuff, but I don't really post.
No, that's lit, though. That's lit, though, bro. You said you're going to bring the podcast back soon.
And you guys are going to be on it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So everyone stay tuned for that. And you already know where to find us, ladies and gentlemen, at NickandFemi on Instagram and at YouTube. And make sure you guys leave a comment, subscribe, and leave a review, because I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts, but we just always want to get better. Even if there's other guests as well that you want us to hit up, like, let us know. We'll try and make it happen. But that is it for another episode of NickandFemi.
Yeah, guys, remember, the more that you guys leave a review, the higher we get rated, the more we can get sponsors, and the more we can get higher quality guests. That's what it's all about. We want to have a bigger budget so we can get different guests. That's all we want.
Femi, bro.
Nigerians, bro. Fast, man. At least you're honest. It's all about the dollars, man.
Nah, we're joking. Nah, it's love.
There's nothing wrong with that, man. Don't say that. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. Own it, bro. Own it.
Hey, look.
How much money you need?
Huh?
How much money?
How much money you need? Thank you so much.
We'll talk offline.
Talk offline. If you guys want to watch the uncut version of this, subscribe to our OnlyFans account and we'll. Thank you guys so much, man. Eti, it's been an absolute pleasure, bro. Honestly, this has been one of my favorites, bro. It's been a lot of fun.
So. Good chat, man. It was a good
Thank you so much, man. It's been another.
Speak soon. Have a good weekend, boys.
Peace and love.
Peace, man. Ciao.